Welcome to Cosmic Channels. Please call 1-833-703-0424. The Cosmic Channels are open. Sorry, you're muted, Braden. We're live.
I'm Braden.
I'm Zeltron.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Andrew.
Zel, can you just turn on your virtual camera?
Sure can.
Thank you. We're at Cosmic Channels. We're taking any call tonight. Open lines. 1-833-703-0424. Any lines. Open calls.
Wherever the lines are from are open.
We want stories: cryptids, paranormal, UFO, dream police, whatever.
We're
You
here
got for us.
for
We're
you.
here for you.
Winding down the weekend. Summer has arrived, it feels like. Winter's over.
Today I was cooped up inside all day. Friday, hit the kayak. I actually got a little bit of sun on Friday.
Look at that. You're looking good. You're looking very beige. I like it.
Red in the face. I'm prepped for the running challenge. It's going to be tarps off.
Tarps off. Oh, no.
That way I can slide down the street like when you're a penguin suit Mario.
So what you're saying is the running challenge is tarptional.
Tarptional. Oh, of course.
It's tarptional.
100% tarptional.
I'm not at that point though. Everything's, there's still a little jiggle and it just throws me off my game.
That's fine. I ran across a headline today that said the general preference is leaning towards dad bods now.
Thank
So
God.
the softer male body.
Bring on the carbs, man.
Yeah, well, I'm there. So, ladies, look out.
You see that thing on the Discord today? It was hilarious. One of our Discord, they were coming up with ideas for shirts and they're like, hey, can somebody Photoshop Braden's head on Hank Hill's body? And I'm like, what's the point? It's the same body.
Same body.
Dude, that's not fair because I don't have a Hank Hill ass.
It's true.
I don't know, man. You're getting that runner body. You're not lifting weights
I
anymore.
don't have it. I got a big old badonkadonk.
Still thickness cage?
I got a
Don't
little Hank Hill cheeks. I don't think so.
Are you still thickness cage?
There's no prosthetic cheeks
All right.
in these jeans to assist with my lower back pain.
After you shed 30 pounds during the running challenge, though, might be a
we'll
different
see.
story.
You should see legs to stomach.
How about this,
I've basically decided that it's basically going to be all running. I don't think I'll be able to lift during the running challenge.
Not if you're trying to hit your
I said-
kilometer range.
I've been
you're hating on me.
I've been picking up the running as we build up, and I had a minor setback 4 days ago. I tweaked something when I pushed my toes all the way up, like the front of my foot, like there's like the front of my shin is super tender. I don't know. I tweaked something, so I've just been icing it. R&R. It's almost healed. I'll be ready for Friday.
Right on. We'll get back to the running challenge, but first, let's bring on a caller. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Yeah, hi. How's it going, everybody?
Good. How about you?
Good,
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good. Just Hugo, calling from Orange County, California.
Right on, Hugo. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, so you guys are taking any topics today, right?
Yep, whatever you got.
Any topic?
Gotcha. I just want to say you guys are a badass channel. I've been listening to you guys. I found you guys back in 2019, and just you guys are really cool with topics and knowledge and all the cool stuff you guys talk about. So, I mean, I recommend everybody to you guys, but hands up,
Cheers.
you guys are pretty cool.
Thank you.
Cheers, brother.
So,
Appreciate it.
I wanted to share my experience because I only shared it with 2 other people, and the rest of them that I share with just thought I was crazy. But it's I guess a UFO experience that I encountered back the last week of October of 2020. So I woke up just randomly, like around, I think it's like 3:30, 3:45, and I just couldn't go back to sleep. So I just decided to just stare out the window for some reason, and it was super, super quiet. And normally you can hear like, you can always hear like cars passing by in the neighborhood, right? Because the street's not too far from us. But for some reason, it was just dead silent. So it just made me question even more, like, this is not normal. So I stare in the sky and I see this glowing orb, and it's like red, yellow, orange, just bubbling, you know, in the sky, and it was going slow too. And at first I was like, you know, I'm just I'm still sleepy, right? But then I'm like, oh, maybe it's an airplane. But I was like, no, it's just like floating really still. And then I thought like, okay, maybe it's a helicopter. But from that distance, you can hear a helicopter because since COVID started, helicopters always pass by and you can always hear it from like far away.
Right.
So I was like, okay, it's not that. And it was super dead silent. I was like, why is it super quiet? And it just started floating. And like I said, it was like this glowing orb. And I just saw it just floating, just like in the sky. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, whoa, this is possibly my first UFO experience. Because I know people talk about like discs and like the triangles and like the glowing orbs, I believe so.
Yep.
And I was just like, wow, like this could be it. And it just floated away down like until I can't see it anymore. And then after I saw it, just because I didn't want to blink, right? The whole time I was just staring, just like blown away. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. So I just sit there. I'm like, wow, that's really weird. That's my first UFO experience. And then I continue trying looking for more stuff, right? And I look directly up, and the sky is just lit like with stars, like really bright. And I'm just like, this is really weird, right? And then I'm staring up in the sky just randomly, and I see this like 3 little like stars, right? And then one of them just starts moving, and then just like takes off like instantaneously. And then I was just blown away by like, whoa, like, is this a UFO experience? But the people I told to, like the 2 people I told this about, they're like, yeah, it's a UFO, you know, because they're into UFOs too. But everybody else is like, yeah, you're probably just too tired. You probably thought. I'm like, what would it be then? I mean,
Wait.
not an airplane or a helicopter.
So it starts with first you see the orb. Could you give like a distance on the orb? Did it look like it was really high up or far away on the horizon, or was it directly above? Or
horizon.
So like some distance
Yeah.
on the horizon, an orb kind of floating away from you. But then a separate sighting, you look up and then you see what seems to be like more of a star shaped, like a different thing.
Yeah, because the glowing orb is kind of far distance, but looking up in the sky, like you see the stars, right? And I was just looking at these 3 stars. I'm like, okay. And then one of them just starts moving, and then just like takes off like instantaneously. And I was like, that is not a shooting star. I've seen shooting stars before, or like a meteorite or something like that. But I'm like, that was just really trippy. Like after seeing the orb and then looking up in the sky and seeing these 3 stars, and then one of them just decides to move and just like takes off instantaneously. And I was like, I don't know what that thing was, but I'm like, I definitely know the orb was maybe a UFO, but that star in the sky, I don't know if it was a star, maybe another UFO, but it just weirded me out.
Well, yeah.
Did you stay awake until morning? Did that freak you out enough that you didn't go back to sleep?
I didn't go back to sleep. I didn't. And like, I was like just sitting there, and like I went to the restroom, washed my face. I'm like, all right, just chill. I'm like, and I started just Googling stuff and images. And then I found this documentary on Amazon Prime, Skies in the Light, or Lights in the Sky. And I was like, boom. I was like, that's exactly what I saw. And I forwarded to like a couple people, like, this is what I saw. I'm not crazy, you know? So, but yeah, that was my crazy experience. I mean, I didn't share it with a lot of people, and like the few that I did share, I just think I'm crazy. But
no, you brought it to the right spot. I mean, it's weird to see like a shooting star or whatever, like a meteor would be coming in hot. It streaks across the sky and then disappears. But for it to be like a floating, looking like a stationary star, then kind of speed up and then take off. I mean, that's definitely weird. So I don't know what that could be.
I just felt like I was like thinking like, was it that thing spying on me? Like looking like, hey, look, all right, you know, he took the bait. All right, cool, take off, boom.
Well, you know, it's not uncommon for, you know, us to hear and us to read stories where people say that the UFO seems to be aware that it was now being observed. Charlie Red Star pops into my mind. Other ones, you know, you can watch videos of people with laser pointers seemingly like playing with UFOs. So, you know, is it a possibility that they're aware when you're consciously locked onto them? Perhaps, like maybe their technology is that grand.
I do believe the whole thing of the consciousness and like the connection to intergalactic stars or UFOs. I don't know if you guys saw that documentary called Phenomenon on Prime. It talks about like consciousness and like connectivity to like the universe.
Right. I mean, this is what Stephen Greer does with his CSETI like campouts. Like a group,
Yes.
a group consciousness.
Yeah, Stephen Greer did. I'm pretty sure he did Phenomenon.
Yeah,
right? that was his follow up to the other unacknowledged or whatever.
Yeah. And yeah, so that Stephen Greer, like, if you're a group collective can like almost communicate with them, and then it seems that they appear, like these UFOs appear when like the groups, like the conscious group, is like signaling them. That's their claim.
Yeah. No, definitely, and it's really weird because what was it? I was always into UFOs since probably like '95, right? And I started to get into like the whole conscious thing, and then like call me weird, but like everybody says like, yo, you gotta like thank the universe, thank the stars, and like I've been going through like a pretty tough time, and then like I was just like, I heard from people like, yo, just pick a star and just thank it, right? And I started doing that, and that's where this experience started happening. I'm just like, whoa. I was like, maybe because of that, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it could be coincidence, but I was like, that's insane. I'm like, it's been a long time, but just doing that within that short time period and seeing that, I was like, maybe that actually did help or worked.
Broadcast something out there, perhaps.
You're telling me all I got to do is think about
right?
UFOs and they're gonna pop up?
I hope so.
This is that easy.
Yeah, I'm fucking going out and doing that
Man.
right tonight.
Hey, if
I'm thanking all the stars tonight.
Think about.
Power of the mind is great.
Thank you, and a thank you.
No, that's I'd say you got yourself a genuine UFO encounter. Who knows what that stuff was?
Yeah, pretty terrific. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys, and yeah, what you guys are doing is really awesome. So keep it up.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Hugo, thanks for sharing that.
No, for sure. Anything. Thanks for listening and having this open discussion. That's a really cool idea too.
No, yeah, don't let anyone tell you it's weird. I mean, you just seen something. You're not making any drastic claims. You just seen something you couldn't explain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right on. All right, man. We're going to keep the lines flowing tonight, but thanks for the call.
Confirmed here. It was
All right,
aliens.
take care, guys.
Until all your
aliens,
friends.
aliens here. You got it. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. 3 random dudes that do a podcast.
Yeah.
4 dummies with a podcast.
Aliens. Nah, I mean, that's 2 different encounters. Like a reverse. Like, I guess, can satellites be stationary then speed up? Or are they always either stationary or always orbiting?
Usually, you would probably always want a satellite to be in an orbit. Like, I don't know why you'd stop it and take off.
I don't know that there are stationary satellites.
Well, they're like, what's the road?
They're geosynchronous ones.
So they're so far out, they're always just like stuck in between. Like
but they're still moving. Like
they're moving with the planet, but they don't appear to be like moving across the sky. Like, they kind of always stay in the same point.
Yeah,
those are like those like the weather satellites and stuff that are always scanning down. What's the one called? The Japanese one? That was the one on the flat Earth. There's always talk about that it was fake. I forgot.
I have no idea.
Off the top of my head, but yeah, it's like something crazy, like 30,000 kilometers above the atmosphere, and always just locked there, taking pictures of Earth's atmosphere.
Himawari.
Himawari, yeah, that's the one. Nice Google, nice search.
Thank you.
Nice and quick. Look at that guy. He's flowing.
Call me the Beige Jamie. Got it.
Beige Jamie.
On it.
Beige Jamie with muscles.
And probably didn't spell any of those words right when I was Googling it.
They have a really good predictive text. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Thank God.
All right, open lines if you're watching the show.
Yeah, let's hear some more stories. That was a fucking Hugo killed it with that one.
Yeah, call in with the stories, or you got a theory you've been running through your head.
Yeah, even if you got a theory,
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Or you just want to shoot the shit. Give us a
you want to tell
it's open.
Brittany sucks. That's fine. You want to do that?
Yeah, call.
That's cool. You want to talk to Zell about his beard?
That's
This
magnificent.
is open lines. This is your chance to call and let us know. You know what we don't get a lot of, which I want to encourage people more. Call in with your theories. Call in with your theories on conspiracies that you have. If you think you have a unique take on that, let us know. We want to hear it. right? So it could be on anything. JFK, 9/11.
Why not?
Birds.
Whatever.
Birds?
The
Are
moon
birds
being
real?
fake. Is it made of cheese? Who knows? We want to know. So don't be afraid to call in with your crazy conspiracies, because this is the place.
We had a call. They hung up. Call back. If you're trying to call in and you can hear us talking when I answer, it's because you're on mute, because we're right in the middle of a sentence. Then I'm going to bring you in as soon as I got a quick chance. So some people call and they're like, "Hello, hello," and then they hang up. I listen to it after. I'm like, "Oh, we missed that one."
Or I suggest people call in and say nice things about Andrew.
Yeah, he needs.
Pump
God
up
knows
him.
he needs it.
Pump
Pump
him
him up a little bit.
What are you talking about? I'm riding high right now.
It's feeling good.
I'm on days off, man.
How many
Feeling
sprays?
great.
How many sprays did you put in before the show? Oh, we got to call.
0, and I'm off the liquor. I'm on waters now.
Oh, we got to call her. Bring him
After
right in.
last week was not good.
Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Not much. Just sitting here thinking about the theories I could call in for you guys.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about
Right
one
on.
for a while now, actually.
What's
Who
your
we
name?
talking to? Where are you from?
So I listened to it on what state? Indiana.
And what's your
And
name?
name is Nick.
You don't have to give it if you don't want to.
Nick from Indiana.
Nick.
Beautiful.
Nick
Oh.
from Indiana.
All right. What do you got for us?
But I recently heard the theory on another podcast called Can I Plug It, or is that not okay?
Yeah, just say it.
Fucking plug it.
Yeah.
Mysterious Universe. They're really good.
Those guys are the goats,
Um,
man. They're awesome.
Yeah. It's the Genetic Genesis one. I don't know if you guys have listened to that one or not, but it really caught my attention because it kind of makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Just because of like ancient biblical texts and stuff like that aren't translated properly, they could have an inner meaning that we don't even know. But the general gist of the theory is that our genetic origins actually originate from aliens mutating Neanderthals to breed with themselves and transfer their consciousness. That's the general theory.
So like
Kind of crazy, but
like extraterrestrials. So they manipulated genes. Did they like take things
Yes.
on Earth and manipulate it, or they came here and just they manipulated their own DNA to match the planet's atmosphere and stuff?
they manipulated our DNA with their own. I believe
Okay.
is the general theory.
So we're Neanderthals. ETs come down, take a look at our genetic code, say we can make this a little better, do some tweaking to match, and then kind of like so we're a little bit alien, a little bit Neanderthal.
And then I believe, I don't remember where I heard this exact statement from, but I believe that there was a conclusion that I believe it was like 8 letters of our genetic code was done throughout a period of time that was insanely short for 8 genetic code to be put into our DNA. And that's another booster to the theory that aliens did have some play in our genetic origins of life.
Well, I mean, there's tons of that theory, right? There's a main theory that Mesopotamia, that when I can't remember the race came down and they were mining gold, and their workers, the Anunnaki, and their workers revolted, and flew off. The Anunnaki stayed around. They're like, well, we need someone to mine the gold, and they took the Neanderthals from around the area and genetically modified them to make us excellent miners. So we're all right.
Not all of us. Some of us are really good male models instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Not everybody makes good miners.
But that, I mean, I've kind of heard that theory before. I do like it. It does make a lot of sense because like our evolution does seem strange when you start to look at it in like the ancient astronaut theory, or along those lines of we were genetically modified for some reason. And then you look at all the ancient structures that we don't know how or why we would have constructed
like
it,
the pyramids
with depictions of
things.
Races and stuff coming from the sky and gods. It was just our puny monkey brains not realizing that these weren't gods, these were extraterrestrials. So I like that theory a lot, and I subscribe to it myself. I think it's real sound.
The actual reason why I believe it, and I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. It's your call.
The reason why I believe it actually was because in the book, it's called Genetic Genesis. The guy that is the author of it, Albert B. Potts, I believe, actually is a linguist and has like no ties to ancient aliens or anything like that. So he has like no motive for what he's saying. And what he had done actually was translate Genesis from ancient Hebrew in his own interpretation. And each word that he translates is in context to the other translations. So he translates Genesis and he comes up with words like sperm, centrifuge, I forget the one terminology it was for, but it was for microscopic surgery that the tool was used for, and it has a special name. I forget the name of the tool, but he came across basically the definition of that tool and etc.
So stuff that shouldn't exist.
Some crazy stuff
shouldn't exist back then.
At that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's always been a mystery of of the evolution of humanity, right? Is like the doubling of the human brain so quickly in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like ancient astronaut theory, we were manipulated. There's theory that it was us, like humans either cooking with fire or doing mushrooms or something.
Yeah,
that,
did you see that they just recently released a study that they put out that they have found like the actual in our chromosomes, like in our DNA, like the actual genetic switch that made our brains grow larger. Like it's the actual it's the function of that gene to predispose our brains to grow larger than our ape ancestors. Like they just there was a couple articles about it.
And because of that, we're born early. Did you know that? Because of our head size when we grow in the womb, we're born early.
Well, our heads are too big.
Well, relatively early.
There's a few different theories around
that.
Yeah,
relatively early.
Well, yeah, we're like humans are born and you're still a fetus.
Our gestation period's a little bit shorter.
Yes.
Than most animals, right? That's why when babies are born, they're useless.
Yeah, you're still it's like the fourth trimester they call it, right? You're still a fetus, pretty much. Like you're not.
Yeah. But we made that genetic sacrifice for our larger heads. We were born early and we're vulnerable.
Right. That's the gist of the theory.
And then some of it is. Some people say it's because we started walking upright and it narrowed our birth canal. Right, the hips got fucking more narrow, and that's why they couldn't fit the heads out of.
Yeah, but that's not as fun.
Yeah, that's fair. It's just one.
What Andrew's saying, it was either small, bigger heads or bigger vaginas.
One of the two.
We went with the early gestation.
No, but so Dan, they found that thing. So that's the alien DNA manipulation. That's what happened. They did that, and then boom, our brains grew double the size. And
trigger.
That's the trigger.
I think Dan has a little extra.
It's also just kind of crazy.
Genome.
They turned it up.
Kind of crazy.
Mine's just it's bigger, and it's not bigger. It's just more dense.
No, I like that theory though. It's definitely one of the as far as ancient astronauts. That's the one.
It kind of gets more traction. I feel like too when us as humans are forming CRISPR and making humans immune to AIDS, like that guy in China, like.
And we're just starting.
Have you guys heard about that?
Well,
Chris, talking about the guy who genetically modified the twins and then kind of disappeared for a while, and then everybody said that all of his studies were all fucked up because he couldn't back any of it up, and now he's kind of disappeared off the face of the planet.
How convenient.
Is
that the guy you're talking about? Because I've tried to follow up on that, and I've seen that guy just like disappeared,
just gone.
Yeah.
Someone took his tech.
Like, there are people that naturally are immune to AIDS as well, though.
They are now. We found that guy in what was it? They just found a dude in South America.
Something Crohn. I remember reading that article.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like that theory. I think it's if nothing else, it's really fun to theorize about. And if what was the book called?
Genetic Genesis.
If you're looking.
And hey, if you're into that, we have a podcast on our other show, Alien Theorists Theorizing, where we talked to Bruce Fenton, and he has a book called Exogenesis. Little plug. Maybe don't read his tweets. Just focus on his book.
Focus on the book.
Just focus on his book. He's kind of along the same line of thought process. So
yeah, it's fun.
Give that a check out.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
thanks for calling in.
Yeah, have a good one.
Take care, Nick. Peace. It was funny. That reminded me. Me and Oriana were having a snap theory off about Antarctica. We were going off the theory that maybe the talks of it being flooded or going under the sea had been mistranslated, and like where we thought it was talking about like going underwater was really talking about being covered in ice.
You're talking about Atlantis or Antarctica?
Yeah. What did I say? I
You
meant
said
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
I've had 3 ryes and cokes.
Man, that'll do it.
So, no, we were at Atlantis, and then we were talking about how potentially in history it's been mistranslated, and we think it was, fell under the sea, but really it's buried under the ice, and
Frozen.
that would possibly be in Antarctica. We were kind of going back and forth on that. We had some good theories going on. I actually screenshotted it. I'll send it to you guys.
People mistranslating ancient languages that don't really exist anymore. I don't know. I don't know if
Greek.
I can buy that.
Greek still exists. Like,
Yeah, not that form of Greek was a little different.
no, but I mean, it's. I'm
Okay,
sure
we're gonna bring in a caller here on the line. They're coming in. Hello,
I can barely
Cosmic
read
Channels.
Shakespeare.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Oh, I know this voice.
We know this.
Okay, good.
Who is this?
I know this
Just
voice.
Noah?
Tell
yeah,
everyone.
Noah.
It's Noah. It's Noah. How are you guys doing?
Good, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a theory that I wanted to talk about that I thought was interesting, but I don't know if you've ever discussed this on a previous show of yours, because I've been lacking on watching all of your previous shows before. I apologize for that, by the way.
Oh, there's
but
lots of them. Don't
I
worry
want
about
to
it.
try to. All right. So this is a 9/11 theory that I have found out recently, and I thought was interesting enough for me maybe to discuss with y'all.
Sure.
See what y'all think.
Let's hear it.
So apparently, the theory goes is that the planes hitting the Twin Towers did not hit the Twin Towers. In fact, when they were broadcast on TV, it was actually they were hit by CGI planes. Like the buildings were imploded, but that or something along those lines. But the implosion didn't go right. So what they did is they put on TV and CGI some planes and to make it look like that there was a terrorist attack.
Yeah, they call it the video overlay theory. As for some reason, I've never really got on board with this. Obviously, because it's hard.
There's too much home footage.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's what shoots that theory.
There's too many raw video from a bunch
Too many
of
Motorola Razors.
But yeah,
flipped up taking videos of that grainy photos. And...
The theory of that one though is why that one gained traction is because when you watch some of the videos, it seems to show the front of the plane coming through the building intact, or at least the videos that are shown. It's hard to know if that video is even real though. Like someone there was that problem with video is if someone took the main video and put that on the internet on YouTube of they CGI'd the plane and they put it going through the, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't the real video that was going through the building. Someone made like a CGI version of, they say it went through, and then they plant the seed of, well, it must have been a real-time overlay because it would have to be real time because it was on the news, right? Like, so it'd have to be in real
There
time.
was a number of cameras, like news crews on the ground that were just doing regular shit that day and people caught it on camera.
Like not a lot.
I mean, I think a whole bunch of us have, like, not a lot of people saw the first one, but
the second
basically all eyes were on the tower when the second one hit. There's no CGI in that second one. You could maybe make the case for mainstream news had done that, but there was just too much raw video of that second plane hitting the tower.
Well, then you have to get on the theory then,
right.
Where did the plane go then? The one that was hijacked and those people are missing. Like that's like,
right.
If they, and then the theories go, I remember going, when we first started the show, I went down this one pretty hard. I was okay, well, where if there was a plane, it got hijacked. It definitely got hijacked, the plane. If it didn't hit the tower, where's the plane? Or did they take it to like a secret base? Or like, are they doing experiments on the people? Like who took the plane? That's where I got to on this theory.
Right. Well, there's something about the second plane, actually. I just remembered. There's a theory that I've heard, and I saw someone put a compilation of videos of all the news stations that played when the second plane hit. Is that if you watch it all very carefully in slow motion, is that for some reason when the plane begins to go right gliding into the tower, there's like a brief second of a cutout, and then it cuts right back into when the plane hits it, like when it just hit and explodes. Which I thought was like, but for some reason,
I think I know the video you're talking about, and for me, it's a difficult one because I tend not to believe that video because I've seen so many videos of the plane hitting those towers from doing research for episodes. I have seen that one that you're talking about where it does appear to be edited, but that's one out of 40 different angles.
Yeah,
I have to go with the simplest conclusion of that is like planes really did hit the towers. And the only thing I'll say that I'll close on this is that planes hit those towers 100%. No, you shouldn't focus on that. What you should focus on is that a third building came down, didn't get hit with a plane. There was only 3 steel buildings in history that have come down from fire alone. They all came down the same day. The Pentagon, with all the cameras set up around the Pentagon, didn't catch any footage of this plane hitting the building.
No, it's 2 frames. 2 frames.
2 frames. There is legitimate questions that need to be answered, and those are the ones that people should focus on, because those are the answers we want. Is what happened to World Trade Center 7 and what happened at the Pentagon.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right.
Especially they did the people have modeled Building 7, and they're like, one column failure due to fire results in a perfect uniform collapse. Like, it's just, that's a whole nother topic. Like, get structural engineers in here.
The amount of time that passed from 9/11 till we did research on this subject that I didn't know a third tower fell is unbelievable.
Right.
Right. I remember the day when I found out a third tower fell. I was like,
what?
Oh, it got hit by a plane? I don't remember a third plane hit. And they're like, oh, no, it didn't get hit by a plane. I'm like, what hit it then?
Debris.
Nothing. Just some
flying
fire.
Debris from the other towers.
And I'm like, knocked it free fall down. I'm like, how shitty are they making buildings? But those are the questions that need to be asked. So, what happened to World Trade Center 7? And where's the footage? Show us some footage from the Pentagon crash.
Well, I did check on that, and apparently someone pulled out some interview with this guy who owned a building contract or something along those lines. So some old individual with who's bald, and he did an interview about World Trade Center 7, and he apparently got a call from a bunch of people. I'm sorry, nothing against bald people. I would prefer to be bald.
That's a sensitive topic on the show. We're all wearing hats.
Yeah, we're all wearing hats here, buddy.
I'm sorry. My bad. I did not mean to.
Are you talking about
My bad.
are you talking about the insurance policies taken out on the buildings?
I think so, but I also but when this individual said during the interview that he got a call from some higher ups that he was working with, and they said to him, "Listen, this is such a tragic day. These 2 buildings have collapsed on us. We think that I think it would be best interest for everyone if you just took down World Trade Center as well." That's what he said in the interview, and then he gave the go-ahead to just demolish that just right off the bat.
Are you talking about the guy? Someone said pull it on a radio call, and there was linked to them. Like, pulling it means like to demolish it, and that's where the theory turned to. But I'm not sure who said pull it. I can't remember what his name was, but
I can't remember the name. I can't really remember the name either. But that's what I read up on one point, or saw some video of said interview, I believe. But that's what people are kind of gravitating towards, is from that interview. But then again, it's kind of like, but I don't understand why that had to be demolished then.
Well, yeah, and
honestly, because
yeah, I don't know. It's weird because also Trade Center Building 7 housed a bunch of government organizations, and they were not at work that day for whatever reason. There was one person in the building. There's a whole bunch of questions we can go down, but I think we got to move on to another caller, Noah. But we appreciate the theory, and if you haven't looked into it, or you want to listen to I think we've done 3 or 4 episodes on 9/11 on ATT. I think we've talked about every angle we could talk about.
Every angle, including
I'm definitely gonna look those
weapons from space.
Yep. Yeah, we got wild on a few of them.
Yeah, sorry I haven't catched up on that. The only stuff I ever catched up on was the flat earthers ones, because my mom said they were they weren't pleasant episodes to watch, and I just decided just to give them a watch and see what they were like.
They're a good time, and they make you
But
smarter.
okay. Yeah.
All right, Noah. Thanks, brother.
But yeah. I'll
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye.
You too.
Yeah. You know who actually emailed? Remember Mike Berger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because when we talked to him, he was like, we got talking like after hours. He's like, yeah, I'd really like to do a podcast, like a 10-part series, and we examine every angle. And I was like, sure. But then I'd never followed up. And then he just followed up. He's like, we should do that for the 20th anniversary. I was like,
Fuck yeah.
Get cash up front. Or you want to do a 10-part with us, or he wants to do 10-part?
I think he wanted me to put it together for him. Like he wants to do
so
it.
Get cash up front.
Yeah, let's pay up, bud.
Yeah.
Pay up, Mike Berger.
Yeah, we'll do a 10-parter. Fuck yeah. We could easily.
Well, we get a bunch of experts on there. They can all talk about it. We'll just mediate. Okay, we got another caller. Hello, Cosmic Channels. Yo, what's up?
Hey man, what's going on, man?
We got you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Craig from Texas.
Craig from Texas?
Yes,
Texas
sir.
Craig.
Oh yeah.
Texas. Craig.
Thanks for the call.
You don't mess
no
with
problem,
Texas.
man. Exactly. No, I hear you guys talk about Craig a lot. I don't know if it's an inside thing with you guys.
Well, no, hey Craig, let me ask you something. Do you ever introduce yourself as Craig, and someone just says, "Oh, nice to meet you, Braden"?
No. I usually get the Friday reference, like, "What's up, Craig?" You know, from Friday. That's what I usually get. Yeah. That's my usual. That's the normal reference I get. Yeah.
And if you aren't aware of the inside joke, it's on one of the episodes of Alien Theorists Theorizing. I once introduced myself to someone I work with as Braden. My name is Braden.
Okay.
And I said, hello,
right.
My name's Braden. And then within 2 minutes of talking to this person, they said, hey, Craig, it was really nice to meet you today. And I'll talk to you later, Craig. And they just told me Craig.
Right, exactly.
And I was so flabbergasted at how bad my name was fucked up that I just was like, yep. Yes. And this person still to this day calls me Craig.
Just go with it, right?
Just go with
it. Yeah.
I say Craig, they say Greg. I'm like, it's Craig. Like, I don't know how you confuse that, but some people say Greg. I'm like, okay, well, you know, the cops ask. Yeah, I'm Greg. So,
at least it's closer than Greg and Craig and Braden.
Right, exactly. Right, that's a big difference, man. So, but
do we look similar? Guys, do I look like a Craig?
I'm Irish.
We've got a bona fide Craig on the line who can answer this right now. Are we similar looking? Do I look like a Craig? Could I pass as a Craig?
Well, the beard, maybe. Mine's a little shorter than yours, and I keep it pretty trim. But I'm redheaded, so I'm Irish. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Maybe the beard. Maybe it's the beard, man. That's what it is.
I don't know.
It's the beard. But anyways, guys, so I called in before and about a Ouija story, and Andrew, I'm sorry, I don't feel like I answered your question properly. You asked me how long it took it to spell out, Craig, I'm going to kill you.
Oh,
I don't think I actually answered you. That was a while back, yeah. So for those who didn't hear that story, when you contact something like that, that's pretty powerful. They move pretty quick. Like the energy, it seems like it don't take them long to spell things at that point. For those who've played Ouija board before and contacted spirit, it's really fast. Sometimes they move pretty quick. So
I feel like I appreciate that from them, though. I don't want that dramatic suspense. Just get it over with. Say your scary shit and just get it out.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Exactly. It's done. Okay. So yeah, that's a different story. But tonight I wanted to call you guys to refer to another happening that happened to me. It was about 20 years ago. And I know how you guys are about, it's been a long time, may not remember it, but this is something that's haunted me for since then. It was a time I had two friends with me, and we were running across a highway to get to the other side. There was a whole lot of cars coming, right? And I'm visually impaired, but I actually stopped to tie my shoe. My buddy with me, he was like, took off. We're supposed to race across this highway, and he takes off. So I'm the last one to cross, and I tie my shoe, and I look up, like, holy shit, all these cars are coming. I just took off. I went for it. And, usually a deer in headlights will freeze when they come in contact or close to a bright light or something. So I get to the divider, the white line on the other side of the road, and normally I would have stopped and looked, but I felt hands. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. When somebody grabbed your shoulders, I felt hands grab my shoulders and throw me over this embankment. It was like a ditch on the other side. Pretty slope, man. It was crazy. I felt the wind on the back of my legs as I was being thrown over this fucking ditch. And my friends, I didn't say anything about it, and they were like, "Man, you look like Superman coming over that hill." And I was like, "I don't know what happened." I was like, "I just, I just jumped, I guess," but I didn't jump. I actually felt something grabbing me and literally throwing me over this ditch, and it was a real experience. And I don't know. I've had a couple of things similar like that that's happened. It's just really weird, paranormal kind of. I wouldn't say paranormal, maybe that's the wrong word to use. Inner what do you call it? Something intervened. Is what I'm saying.
Well, that's what.
Like
so
did
it push you to safety? Like, we talking like guardian angel type shit?
Yeah.
Something's got your back, pushing you out of the danger?
Pretty much. Yeah. If I had to describe it, I would say, because nothing bad is really going to probably look out for you like that, right? And so I'm thinking it may have been something good, obviously, like they had my back literally, and threw me over this ditch. So
at least, unless it wants to keep you alive to torment you.
Oh,
exactly. That could be true too. but no, man, that's kind of a little short story I want to tell you guys about, and also wanted to answer that question for you, Andrew.
Appreciate it.
So this malevolent force pushed you out of the way. What you're saying?
To safety.
Yes, that's what I felt. That's exactly what I felt. And there's been other things like that. I felt those kind of presences that whether it's good or bad, I felt kind of intervention sometimes, intervening. Like bad situations where I've gotten out of somehow by some means. I don't know, just different thoughts on that. You can go down several rabbit holes about that stuff, but I just wanted to, kind of share that little story with you guys.
Well, I wonder,
That's
like,
cool.
since you've had so many of these experiences, and like maybe this happens to more people, like more often, but maybe you're a little bit more in tuned to this kind of stuff, and that's why you could feel it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I don't like talking about it because you sound crazy, right? When people ask you questions, so I haven't really told many people about that. But just something that I feel, yes, people might experience, and they just kind of ignore it as something else, or they might say, "Oh, it was a wind," or it was a, something like that, yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's like an actual physical force that something wasn't there. That's crazy.
It's cool.
You can tell when something grabs you, right? I mean,
yeah.
It really touches you.
You felt it.
That's kind of what I felt. And yeah, that's weird. But
I mean, if that happened to me and all my friends were like, "Man, you jumped so high," I'd be like, "Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
it was all me. No problem. That's nothing to me."
Got some angels in the outfield going on.
Yeah, exactly. Angels on the freeway.
Christopher Lloyd on the phone.
All right. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, man. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Cheers, Nick.
Guardian angel,
It's good to get a little positive spin.
Yeah, positive spin on the supernatural.
A positive paranormal activation. We don't get that very often.
Life saved, pushed out of the way.
Dig it.
Angels on the outfield. Fuck.
Holy shit. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Matthew McConaughey, Danny Glover, Tony Danza, Christopher Lloyd were all in Angels in the Outfield.
Dude, that's
big cast.
That's a stacked cast.
That's a roster and a half.
Sure, I remember Christopher Lloyd. I forgot that was fucking JGL. That movie. I remember Danny Glover though, throwing his hat on the ground, fucking, God damn it!
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't catch a fucking
ball. Riggs!
Remember that asshole dad at the beginning when the Angels win the pennant, like fucking
yeah.
Remember being a kid being like, that guy sucks, man.
Fuck that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. The worst.
Okay, we got another caller. Let's bring them on the line. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Oh, hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing pretty good.
Pretty good. Well, that's good to hear.
How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I was just calling. It seemed like a slow night. I'm up in Smithers here.
Oh, are you a repeat caller?
This is Dan from Smithers. Yeah,
Dan from Smithers. Back. He's back. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks. Good to be back. I just thought of a story. My buddy used to live over in Houston, which is kind of, it's about 60 kilometers towards Prince George from Smithers. There's this lady who lived out on this road called Buck Flat, and it was kind of in the middle of nowhere, probably 50 kilometers from town. Anyways, it was a snowy night, I guess, and one of the residents in this kind of small community, it was like super rural place, and she went missing. And so in the investigation, they found footprints kind of going down the road in the snow, and then they just like stopped, and yeah, that was it.
What kind of footprints?
All they got.
Like her footprints?
Well, the lady's footprints.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was wandering out down the road in the snow, and that was the only lead they had. Like, she went missing, and they're like, yeah, these are her footprints. And then they just stopped, and that was it. That's all they got.
So fresh snowfall, this lady's walking through, her footprints just stop. And was she ever found?
She was never found.
Never found again.
Yeah, so this guy, he actually moved into Smithers. After that happened, he just kind of quit going back to his property. He was trying to build a house, you know, he's kind of a hippie guy, like he had some containers and like a cabin, and he was trying to make a go of it out there.
Right.
And after this happened, he's like, oh man, it was intense. Like, he'd go outside and shit in the woods, you know, he had no bathroom, and he's like, after that happened, he's like, I taped the mag light to my shotgun.
Yeah.
And I just going outside, super paranoid. He's like, and I just couldn't live out there anymore. He's like, that was it. And one interesting thing, I was like, okay, well, the footprints were on a road, right? So, I mean, yeah, so maybe a car must have picked her up. And that's one thing I tried to research the information they had on this case, and I mean, I didn't try too hard, but there, like, had there been tire tracks to the footprints, you think that would have been something they would have said, you know, yeah, there were tire tracks to the footprints. And, yeah, but can't seem to find any of that. So it's just, yeah, interesting story. But that also made me think of Highway 16, the Highway of Tears, and all these missing Indigenous women. And it's like, you know, like, I'm not saying it was aliens, but if there's a good place to abduct someone, it's someone who's stranded in the middle of nowhere, you know, no witnesses. Not that aliens probably care about witnesses.
I'll say this to that. Aliens, I could get on board with, but I've lived up north too, and like the distances between populated areas is vast, and a lot of people walk and hitchhike, and it gets fucking cold.
Yep.
And the woods are fucking thick, and if someone got too cold and got delirious and walked 100 meters into the woods, the chances of them being found are slim.
I mean, or there's the alternative that she pulled a Danny from fucking The Shining because she was in massive debt, got back to her house, bought a plane ticket to Mexico, and fucking retired. That's it. Look at this, like, on the positive spin here. It's feel good.
Yeah,
makes me feel better.
Yeah, no, that's good. Go for the feel good route for sure. But yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. This missing persons thing is very interesting. Like, yeah, I really like that case file you guys did.
There's so many just people that go missing, never found again, and there's just a bunch of theories that's never solved. It's crazy. It's gone.
Yeah, and like the weird lack of publicity that these cases get, it's kind of, yeah, it's interesting.
Well, yeah, like you mentioned Highway of Tears, like I think they say it's only like 15 or 20 women, but like the Aboriginal communities think it's like 40 or 50 or more.
Totally.
That's a lot of, there's like an ongoing serial killer up there that's just never been found, or like this is all some random coincidence. Yeah. It's all Aboriginal women that are going missing somehow.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Too much. Way too much for coincidence. Exactly.
There was that tree planter chick. I think she was white. Nicole Hoare. Do you guys remember her?
No.
Okay, there was posters all over BC about this chick, but she was hitchhiking. I think she was like a European girl, came over to plant trees or whatever. But yeah, it's mind blowing, man. I used to hitchhike like all over BC and Alberta. Man, I just love hitchhiking. It's like fishing. Just sit there on the side of the highway,
just waiting,
and you're like,
just waiting for a murderer to
Oh yeah.
Or
Totally.
are you the
No, but
murderer? Like,
that's the
Yeah,
funny
that's
thing, though.
what it sounds
or
like
I'm
to me,
just
man.
waiting for
Hey,
somebody to murder.
What was your name again, and where are you from? I want to call Crime Stoppers. I got a hot tip.
No doubt, eh? Oh man, I've had crazy things happen. This guy picked me up. I was going from Kamloops actually into Kelowna, and this nice guy Brian picked me up, took me there. Anyways, so then later on, my buddy and I went to a Presidents of the United States concert in Seattle, and we got a ride to Hope. We got dropped off in Hope because my buddy was going to the Kootenays, and I was like, crap, it's getting kind of dark, you know, and it was my idea. I was like, don't worry, man. I was like, we'll hitchhike. I always get rides, never fails. so we stick our that highway. You know what the highway's like from Hope. You're like on the Coquihalla. You know, it's like miserable. And all those city people are just frightened. You know, they don't trust hitchhikers. Anyways, we had no luck, and then I like see this like Forerunner, and then I'm like, crap. I was like, that's the guy who picked me up before. I told my buddy, I was like, this guy's gonna pick us up, guaranteed. So sure enough, the guy pulls over, and it's this guy Brian. I was like, Brian, what's up, my man? Just like, I was so my buddy's like, what the hell? And he thought I was just like.
Here's my question: since you're so lucky, do you toss out some thigh, or what do you do?
Yeah, how do you
stop
get
in
it?
these cars?
Yeah.
Put up the vibe.
Oh, dude, I put up the vibe for sure, but mostly just rock a bright jacket and a big smile. You know, goes a long ways. I've tried different tactics though, like. A skateboard is really good because you can kind of boot through town, but it's bad though. It doesn't get you as many rides, so you got to hide it in the ditch. But the construction stuff works sometimes. Put on some high vis.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You know, just coming home from the
strap
site.
a helmet to your bag and like, oh, this is just a working man, you know. But
just try your best to not look like a murderer.
Yeah,
that usually helps.
That's the ticket.
Exactly. I like the Joe Dirt. He's got the cardboard sign. Won't kill you.
I won't kill you. Yeah.
Won't kill you.
Anyways,
just
boys,
wear your face as a mask.
Flow.
It's okay.
All right. Hey man, thanks for calling back.
Yeah, you bet.
Maybe at the end I'll tell. I've got a crazy ass hitchhiker story. Maybe I'll tell.
Where
one
you
time.
wore somebody's face as a mask.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
I'll leave it.
Bye.
Yeah.
I used to pick up hitchhikers all the time.
I know.
All the
crazy,
time, man. I probably picked up 100, 200 people.
It's crazy. Look up Lisa Meal. She was a fucking young, attractive female in northern British Columbia who had mental illness, waited on the side of the highway because she had it in her head that she was going to single-handedly catch the highway's tears killer. She bought a machete and a knife, and the first man that picked her up, she fucking murdered.
Oh.
Never.
That's fucked. All right, let's.
And she was a good-looking girl.
So you'd pick her up, and then she murders you.
So someone's like, "Hey, look at her! I'm gonna pick her up and murder her."
Hot people kill people too.
People kill people. All right, let's take another call.
She's a good-looking lady, so she murdered that guy.
Hey,
what?
Hey, Cosmic Channels.
How's it going, boys? It is Chris from Denver.
Hey, Chris.
What's up,
Welcome back to the show.
I like getting
What's up?
updates
How y'all
from Chris
doing?
because then I know he didn't get arrested for leaking information to the show.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's a whole bunch of more weird shit going on at the airport, but that'll be for another day. Like one of them, they're building another runway, and we already have more runways than we need, but there's a whole lot of theories about that people at work talk about. But yeah, I was actually calling, but are the Dream Police in full force today?
Oh, Dream Police are always out.
They're always out, but it's open
no days
lines.
off, buddy.
Let's hear it.
No days off.
Let's hear it.
All right, so I think y'all might get a kick out of this one. So y'all, I don't know if the news made it all the way up there in Canada, but have you guys heard of the Jonbenet Ramsey case?
Oh yeah.
Heard about it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
You mean the Katy
My
Perry
wife-
case?
oh my god. But so my wife, when she was younger, she would have dreams almost nightly about this little blonde girl, just doing little blonde girl things. And she would just have random dreams about this girl, whatever. And she said it was nightly. And one day, her and her mom were at the grocery store, and they have those little like tabloid magazines, whatever. And there was a picture of Jonbenet talking about the murder. I guess it was when it first happened or something like that. And my wife looks up at her mom, and she's like, "Mom, that's the little girl I've been seeing in my dreams." And prior to that, my wife had no knowledge of Jonbenet. She didn't know that he existed. And she had been having dreams about that girl for 8. And sure enough, she walks into the store and sees this little girl on a magazine, and it happens to be Jonbenet.
Like she'd never seen a picture or anything
So
of this
what
girl.
you're saying is you gotta start worrying when she starts dreaming about you.
Yeah, premonitions.
You're gonna turn up in the tabloid. Or has she already had dreams about you? So it's what? How long before where you fucking end up on a tabloid cover?
Now,
well, if I stop calling in,
then we know.
Go ahead.
What were you? What's your opinion on it, Braden?
Well, the only thing I say is I pulled up a picture of Jean-René Ramsey.
Bamsey?
John
Bamsey.
John,
you fuck.
Let us know we fucked
it up that bad.
Jean-René Bamsey.
Have we not? Is it not canon yet that I've had a lot of rum and cokes tonight?
There's no way. Nobody.
Look at that flush, dude.
Jean-René Ramsey, whatever the fuck her name.
Jean-René Bamsey.
The thing is I was getting so much cover. How old was your wife at the time? First off.
I don't remember, but she was young.
Young?
She was, if I had to guess, like between the ages of like 4 and 7.5.
Now, I'm gonna say like your brain has like, especially with dreams, like just picking up things and making characters in your own brain. So it's like this was everywhere. So maybe she was seeing it like, you know, in the corner of her eye playing with her Barbies. And then she has dreams, and then she's in the supermarket and is like, hey, that's the girl that I'm dreaming about. Other than that, like I'm like, she is like a very stereotypical cute blonde child.
Like a little pageant child.
Like archetype.
Like a pageant
child. Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you had to go like generic blonde pageant child, in my head, I would picture like almost a fucking John Ramsey lookalike.
Yeah, I mean that actually that makes sense. I just thought it just strikes me as odd because it's like you dream about this
kids
little
are
girl.
Fucking weird, dude.
Kids
who knows what the fuck's going on with that? Kids say weird shit. They're tapped into some weird energy.
Yeah.
Not your kid, Andrew. Your kid's a
your kid's great.
Meathead.
Yeah, you got a meathead kid.
All he says now is Hulk smash. And just
all he does is Hulk smash. And he's probably rubbing his little stones all day. That's it.
That's all he does. Something's on the counter. He walks up, picks it up. Hulk smash, smashes on the ground.
Yeah. So
what else do you do?
Your kid excluded. Kids are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't. When kids start getting into that kind of territory, it freaks me out because there's like that little thinning of the veil that y'all talk about all the time.
Yeah, when you're
just
at a young age, yeah.
When shit like that's going on.
I work with a guy who has a 2-year-old or 2 or 3-year-old, and she came up to him and said, "You're going to hell, Daddy. They're coming to get you." And he was just like, "What?
Adoption?
What?" And then she just walked away, like nothing. But,
hey man,
you go in her room and she's ripping the heads off of all the male dolls that she has.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
that's weird.
I mean that was my interesting story. I have another one, but I don't want to hold up the lines for anybody else that's going to be calling.
We're going to take a limit to 1 story per person, but we're going to take 1 more call for this episode. But we appreciate you calling back in.
Call us back, man.
Hey, cheers, brother.
Yeah.
Check in every couple of weeks so we know you didn't get picked up for leaking info.
All right.
Either picked up for leaking info or getting murdered by my wife.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll keep our eye on the tabloids for you.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
She's like, it's in my dream. It has to come true, even if I have to make it.
Terrifying.
This premonition
what you're saying
must
is
come
Chris's
true.
wife killed John Renee
Yes.
Ramsey as a child? Is that what you're saying here?
No, I'm saying she kidnapped her, and then now she's Katy Perry.
There you go.
It's okay. Say the name again for me.
John.
Huh?
Braden. Say the name again for me.
Jonbenet Ramsey.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were saying John Renee Ramsey.
No. Before he said John Renee Bamsey.
Yeah,
that was really bad.
John Renee Bamsey.
That was like,
yeah, but it was a Jean. He gave it Jean Renee
Bamsey.
Jonbenet Ramsey.
Like you said it different every time you said it.
Throw a little barrel roller on there.
Yeah.
So now you get on the rise and you get a little barrel roller. You can't help it, man.
That's I must be
got syrup in those veins.
Yeah. I'm gonna check my Forever 21 for Little Métis. My grandma was like French Canadian.
What?
You're on a roll tonight.
What's going on over there?
Isn't that the one? What's the site?
That's a store.
23 and Me.
That's a fucking
Forever 21.
That's a fucking store.
16-year-old girls go shopping at.
Well, I was gonna go check there, see if they knew anything first.
Go find yourself some nice jean cutoffs.
Yeah.
Nice pre-ripped jeans.
Yeah.
Pre-faded jeans.
The cashier's like, I have no idea if you're Métis.
I heard I have to come
do I
here.
look like the guy on this fiber here? What do you think?
The search continues. Oh, fuck.
All right, we're giving the 1 minute warning for last caller. We're going to wrap this episode up. And next week will be season finale of season 2. What are we doing? Are we have to do another open lines, or do we have a topic in mind?
UFO stories. We want UFO stories, UFO theories, UFO conspiracy theories. You want to talk about various UFO events, what really happened, Roswell, anything UFO, we'll take next Sunday, season finale.
Boom.
Sunday.
Got theories about ETs, extraterrestrials, interdimensional beings, you name it. Let's hear it.
We want to hear it.
$5 for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
I don't want to bring it back to John Renee Bamsey here.
Yeah.
But have you ever I Googled her just to make sure I even knew the fucking name, but have you seen pictures of this little girl? It's like haunting. It's haunting. She's looking into my soul.
Don't look at
Yeah.
I can't.
That's what one are all those.
She's like Vigo. I can't look away.
So one are all
Vigo
those.
the Carpathian or whatever.
That whole child pageant stuff creeps me out.
That's
like
the
whole
weirdest
stuff.
fucking scene, man.
Hate that Toddlers and Tiaras show. I've never watched it. I've only heard of it because it's disgusting to me. But
it is
fuck.
disgusting.
It's so weird, man.
What if I get my kid in there?
He'd be Hulk
Little
smashing.
boy pageant?
He'd just be smashing all the other contestants.
Dude, but are you talking about, do they have baby body physiques where a little toddler just flex?
That's what you do. You go up to him, you're like, Niall, show me your muscles. And he's just like, ugh, gives you like vein popping on his forehead. Like I'm creating a monster.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's the 1 minute warning. We're done.
Beauty.
Let's we'll wrap this one up. We'll see you next week, same time.
Season finale.
And yeah, we'll decide. We'll take some more calls after that about how we're going to change the show, what we're going to do with it. But until then, Cosmic Channels are closed. Thanks, everybody.